Welcome to the Eliot Hine TV on Ustream.
And the District Knowledge Network.
I'm your host, Elizabeth.
I'm your host, Michaela.
I'm your host, Kevion.
I'm your host, Alejandra.
Joining us as a guest on the show today is national gospel recording artist Patrick Lundy.
Our show's topic is gospel grades.
Mr. Lundy, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here with you all.
Our first segment is Understanding Patrick Lundy.
How old were you when you started singing?
Oh, wow. Just a few years ago, 6 years old. 6 years, a little? I know that's a joke. 6 years old, I was a little boy growing up in Thomasville, Georgia, and growing up in my church. I started singing.
What musicians have you worked with in the past?
Oh, there's been a lot. Richard Smallwood, gospel musicians, Myrna Summers, who's my minister of music. I've worked with Kurt Franklin, Donna Ross. I've also been on tour with Bruce Springsteen, a whole lot of people.
You have composed many songs. Which song is your favorite?
Favorite song? Probably a song that I did for Christmas called Born to Set Me Free. The song talks about having purpose and growing up to understand who it is that keeps me going and keeps me doing what I do.
What inspired you to be a gospel singer?
Well, you know, I grew up in a church in Thomasville, Georgia, where my pastor was a Morehouse graduate. He was a part of the Morehouse Glee Club. My minister of music was a piano major, and the church organist had an opportunity to go to Metropolitan Opera. So I grew up around a lot of influential persons who really helped develop me as a child.
Who is your most influential artist?
That would be Richard Smallwood. He is from Washington, D.C. He's from right here. And he went to Howard University and majored in music there. And he infuses his classical training with his gospel. So he's been the one that has really, really influenced me.
Is it hard to be a gospel artist?
I wouldn't say it's hard, but it takes a lot of hard work. You know, just like anything, whenever you want to succeed in life, you really have to put your best foot forward and you have to keep on going. You're going to always run into some obstacles and some things that would stop you from reaching your goal, but you have to keep pursuing what it is you're trying to do. So I would say it's not hard work. It's not hard to make it, but there's a lot of hard work involved.
Are you fearful before you go live for a concert?
Oh yeah, that still happens. We still get the butterflies, and that's a good thing. That means that you don't think you have it all together. There's a lot of work to be done, and you have to pray and just kind of ask God to help you get through what you're doing.
What types of instruments do you use for a concert?
Well, we can go from a basic band situation where we have a keyboardist and an organist, a drummer, a bass guitarist, a lead guitarist, or depending on the music, we can add an entire orchestra. So yeah, there are a lot of instruments and a lot of musicians that help us out.
Now we are going to check in with Kanaya Green Lewis at the Eliot Hine News Desk.
Hi, I am Kanaya Green Lewis with your Eliot Hine Network report. Africa is the world's second largest and second most populous continent at about 11.7 million square miles, including adjacent islands. It covers 6% of Earth's total surface around and 20.4% of its total land area, with 1.1 billion people as of 2013. It accounts for about 15% of the world's human population. I am Kanaya Green Lewis. This broadcast is brought to you today by the Capital Foundation, Capitol Hill Community Foundation. Now I am going to swing it over to the Eliot Hine Network.
We are going to take a quick break and we will be right back.
Good job.
Just a minute.
Go.
This broadcast is brought to you by Eliot Hine TV on this show. And the District Network.
I'm your host, Elizabeth.
I'm your host, Michaela.
I'm your host, Erica. I'm your host, Kevin.
Our show topic today is gospel greats.
Joining us as a guest on the show is Nashville gospel recording artist Patrick Lundy.
Our first segment was Understanding Patrick Lundy. Our second segment is Things You Should Know Within the Music Industry.
What advice would you give someone who is looking to be a gospel artist?
Well, it's really important that you really know your craft. It's important to take voice lessons or to take piano lessons and really, really be skillful at what you do.
Okay. Many people aspire to be great musicians, but they have no idea where to start and how the music business works. In your opinion, what are some steps they should take before they begin a music career?
Well, I think it's very important that you find somebody who is already doing exactly what you're doing. Someone that has already gone through the various steps of becoming an artist, and someone that you can glean from and learn from. It's always important to have somebody who's already done what you're doing so that you know how to go forward.
What was going through your mind 2 minutes before you opened the halftime at the Super Bowl?
Well, I was very shocked that we were actually there. Having the invitation to back up Bruce Springsteen was a tremendous opportunity, and we had a great time in preparation that week for the halftime show. So it just kind of all came together, and it was very surreal.
Do you need a lawyer if you decide to become a singer?
Well, eventually you will, because when you get into contracts and negotiations for a record deal, but also for your engagements, working with the business manager and all the other different facets, you definitely need a lawyer to make sure that your contracts are in place and everything is in step and in order business-wise.
If you are a singer, how important is traveling?
Well, it's very important because you don't want your music to just be in one centralized location. You want to get out and let the people know what you have to offer. So traveling is very important so that your message of your music is spread around the country.
How do you protect your singing voice?
Rest is the best thing. Rest is the best thing for singing. Taking care of yourself in the elements. I mean, right now, the weather has changed over, so it's important that you protect your voice, make sure you're covering up and doing what you're doing. Also, make the things that you eat and drink are important as well. But I would say that rest is the number one element to make sure that you protect your voice.
Many artists become big during the first year. How important is budgeting your money?
Budgeting your money is very important because obviously you don't want to make money and just lose it all at one time. In fact, most people don't realize that a lot of the money that artists make has to go back into promoting the projects and the CD advertisements.
Okay.
So budgeting is very important to make sure that you can go forward and have a long-term career.
How has the music business changed over the last decade?
Well, for gospel music, it's changed quite a bit. People are not necessarily buying physical CDs anymore, they are downloading. And that's not a bad thing, but it does impact the industry to a degree in terms of sales. So people are downloading maybe one or two songs from the project, when in the past they would buy the entire CD. So you see a difference in that way.
Now we're going to check in with Alejandra at the Eliot Hine News Desk.
Hi, I'm Alejandra with your Eliot Hine News Network. Marvin Gaye's first certified hit under his own name came in 1962, but his early years at Motown were full of behind-the-scenes successes. He was the session drummer for the Motown legends such as Little Stevie Wonder, the Supremes, the Marvelettes, and the Vandals. Showing his stripes at Motown's Renaissance man. This Black History fact has been brought to you by the Capitol Hill Community Foundation. I'm your host, Alejandra, with your Eliot Hine News Network report.
The new city is called By Faith.
We're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back. So is it standing by faith or just by faith?
Mike's up. Mike's up. And one. Say that camera. Because I don't want to space. Are you ready?
Almost.
Mike's hot. All right. Mike's hot.
Throw it.
And
How disrespectful.
You guys.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Eliot Hine TV on Ustream.
And the District Knowledge Network.
I'm your host, Elizabeth.
I'm your host, Michaela.
I'm your host, Alejandra.
I'm your host, Kepion.
Our show topic today is gospel greats.
Joining us as a guest on the show is national gospel recording artist Patrick Ludney.
Our first segment was Understanding Patrick Lundy.
Our second segment was things you should know about the music industry.
Our third segment is standing to be successful in life.
Talk to us about your new CD, By Faith, and how can people get it?
Well, this CD was recorded at Reed Temple AME Church in Lanham, Maryland. It was our 20th anniversary celebration, and we came together with the DC Ministers of Music and the Georgia Ministers of Music, which I started a few years ago. And the name of the CD is By Faith. And you can get a copy of it in stores, but you can also download it on iTunes and cdbaby.com.
If someone is interested in booking you as a guest, who should they contact?
Well, we do have a business manager. She's an original member of my choir. Her name is Bonita V. White. And so you can reach her on by emailing her at bonitavwhite.com.
Do you have any final thoughts for our students at Eliot Hine?
Well, definitely. Whenever you have a vision, and I'm sure that all of you want to pursue and go forward in life, or whatever you feel that the Lord is giving you to do, you can make it at the end of the day. There are going to be things that will come that will sort of prevent you or make you feel like you can't achieve your goals. But I just want to say to you, encourage you to go forward, knowing that you can absolutely achieve what you believe in.
Mr. Lundy, thank you for being a guest on our show today.
Thank you for having me, and really enjoyed being with you guys.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Pepco,
Make sure you check us out on Ustream,
Facebook.
YouTube, Twitter.
and the District Knowledge Network.
Have a great
Have a great day.